It's a crazy week, to say the least. A lot of things been going on. Woke up this morning. We ran 7 miles, and it's like it's WrestleMania weekend. It's like I haven't been able to do anything, just nothing. And then it's just like, and then we went to lunch, and then everything was wonderful. And then I met up with some friends. It's like Darren was in town, and it was like it's one thing that everything was like WrestleMania weekend is coming up, and then the second thing it's like, oh, we're running like you do, and then April wanted to go to lunch, so we did, and then it came down to, okay, well, Darren's in town, so it's like I'm gonna hang out with Darren and Howard, and that was great, and it's like, oh yeah, it's WrestleMania week, and I don't have time to do anything right now. This is wonderful. So let's just say that right now we're under a wow, this is Ashley's show. Again, this is going to feel very similar to a Wednesday Wrestling podcast in a lot of ways, because not only are we talking about NXT Takeover New Orleans, which just finished off, but we're also going to be talking about some other things that have happened this weekend. Everything from, and of course, there's probably bigger stuff in this, but things that I remember seeing today, like low-key just not showing up and leading to a fight between Matt Riddle and Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah.
To Alberto El Patron literally just like giving up on life and being fired from Impact Wrestling for missing not only the show against Lucha Underground, but also the Super Show as well, which puts the main event of Retribution in jeopardy because it's dead now. Now they have to do another match.
Right. I can't wait for the TV hype for this over the next 2 weeks. It's going to be fucking awkward.
And currently, I'm literally just watching Silas Young hit a TKO off the ring apron to Kenny King on Super Card of Honor for Ring of Honor right now. I mean, there's so many crazy things that have happened. We have a bunch of new champions all across the board.
Everywhere.
Literally everywhere. And now it's like there's so much to talk about. And plus, we are doing our first ever Popcast Network Wrestling Popcast simulcast tomorrow for WrestleMania.
We're the true second screen experience.
Dear God, it's going to be crazy. I haven't watched anything WWE. I watched a little bit of the main event tonight. I feel.
Should we bring up, though, the most important stuff that actually isn't wrestling?
Yeah, I can officially say that I've done 200 miles now.
The other thing?
Go ahead.
So, not only is all, NXT just finished, WWN's having their Style Battle finale, Ring of Honor's having Super Card of Honor, there's also a UFC pay-per-view. We need to talk about this because, as Aaron Hawani said it, this is the craziest week probably in the history of that sport for 25 years. So, we wind back to last Friday, which was, March the 30th?
I believe so.
Tony Ferguson, who's the interim champion, is due to face Khabib Nurmagomedov for the lightweight title, or the interim lightweight title. But the idea is as soon as that match starts, Conor will be stripped of the title, and whoever wins the match will be the recognized champion from now on.
Yeah, and I see something about Conor McGregor is now like.
We'll get to that. We need to go even further back because it gets even more complicated. So Friday, he's in LA doing. I think he's at the Fox News place in LA doing press, and he goes outside, manages to spot a friend or something just across the way. So he has to make a sort of turn in his move. Does so, fucks up his ankle so hard that by Easter Sunday, and yes, everybody, that's April Fool's Day, which was a bit of a problem. It came out that it's injured that bad that he isn't fighting. So they're looking for a replacement, and in steps in Max Holloway, who himself was supposed to be wrestling on the last pay-per-view a couple of months back, but was injured, but he's coming back anyway. So Tuesday, apparently Artem Lobov, who's one of Connor's training partners or friends and colleagues, whatever, got cornered in the hotel by Khabib and his entourage, basically sort of cornering him, sort of threatening him, saying, yeah, where's your friend Connor now? Connor and about a dozen, at least, of his crew hire a private plane, fly directly from Ireland to New York, show up to the Barclays Arena, literally right after the media day junket and whatever has happened, and the two respective red and blue corners are in two separate coaches. Connor's crew comes in, targets the coach that Khabib would be in, and then we start throwing bloody guardrails, cycle racks, and eventually, apparently, a dolly for like a camera smashed the glass windows of one of these buses, injuring Michael Chiesa, I believe, and Ray Borg. One with a lot of cuts to the face, and with Borg, I believe he actually had cuts to the cornea. So he probably had it worse and whatever. So, after all this, the New York State Athletic Commission would not pass either of them to be fit. So their matches were off the card. So Brandon Moreno and Anthony Pettis wouldn't get their matches either. And then Artem Lobov, who was also on the card, got thrown off because he was basically involved in this fracas because the video footage shows it. So that all happened basically Thursday. Even Thug Rose Namajunas got rather shaken up by it, but apparently she got over it and she was ready to fight. So Connor, the side stuff with Connor is he got arrested, charged with multiple things, got put on a $50,000 bail, and his friend, who also sort of turned himself in on $25,000, both got paid in full. They can go home, and their next scheduled court appearance, I believe, is in June. Rewind again from there to earlier that morning. So they're doing the actual proper weigh-ins. You know, you've probably seen like the ceremonial weigh-ins when there's like a giant crowd, Owen.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the actual sort of weigh-ins that are done by the Athletic Commission. These are the figures that they spout at these stage things. So the people start coming out. Even some of the people that were scheduled to fight, you know, to prove that they were in weight and whatever. And then one guy isn't showing up. And it's Max Holloway, the guy that's facing Khabib. And then an announcement and news comes through basically saying that they're not comfortable with the weight cut that he's doing. Because obviously on a week's notice, I think he was trying to cut 40 or 50 pounds in the space of a few days. And apparently he was pretty close. There's no like official numbers or anything. But so the State Athletic Commission saying, no, it's off. So then they were lining up Anthony Pettis, who was also on the card. He was basically, he weighed in at 155.2. So as long as he lost the 2 pounds, or the 0.2 of a pound, I should say, he'd be good. Except then the commission came in again and said, no, we're not allowing it. Then Paul Felder came in as a replacement, but then the Athletic Commission once again stepped in, and they weren't happy that basically Khabib was like number one contender because of Conor's disappearance. But Paul, I think, was like 10 or 11 in the ratings. So they weren't happy with that and everything. So then all of a sudden, Al Iaquinta comes in on literally 24 hours notice from out of nowhere. The guy that downed George St. Pierre back at UFC 69, I think it was, back in like, I don't know, 2000 and when was UFC 69? Let's double check. 2007. Well, that's Matt. Okay, that was Matt. So that's why they were bringing it up. Matt Serra was basically sort of brought in as a last-minute replacement and got the surprise against GSP. This is apparently on the same level. It's basically a Rocky story. If Al comes in and somehow wins this title off Khabib, this is a guy who was only set up to be on this match 24 hours beforehand. So, crazy shit. So that's that match will probably be starting in about 40 minutes at least from when this is going out live. I'm trying to get some sort of feed up for it. I might have to go and grab my tablet and put it on BT Sport to be able to see it because everything else is happening. So yeah, I wanted to mention that first because it doesn't fit in with the wrestling, but it was still like absolutely crazy shit. It basically meant that Thursday wasn't boring, just with a little bit of wrestling. So from there, yeah, I think the first thing we might as well mention with the wrestling is the GCW stuff, the Game Changer Wrestling. The most notable bit was, as you said, Low Key apparently pulling out with, I think they said, neck problems.
Something like that.
And the fact of the matter is, I don't know whether he wrestled on any other shows. Instead, though, Riddle faced Suzuki, which was a pretty good main event. But in all honesty, the best match of that card was Volta's against I can't even remember.
Filthy Tom.
Yeah, that was just like super chop fest. Super chops. And then later on in the night, the Evolve title also changed hands as Matt Riddle beat Zack Sabre Jr. And then what came out, I think, earlier today, Zack Sabre Jr. signed an extension to his contract with New Japan. So he's going to be there for a little while longer. Which, to be honest, after his performance last weekend at Sakura Genesis, I'd say that's fair. That's very fair. And then I believe it was well received as well. The intergender thing that Beyond / WWR put on the midnight stuff. I passed out by then because I was still trying to work out all the shit that was going on with the other stuff. So then Friday, Progress went pretty crazy apparently. Although it wasn't broadcast live, but I believe again that's because of Progress not allowing their stuff to be broadcast live because they want people to go to Demand Progress. Same with today's stuff. The big thing from yesterday on the second Evolve show of the weekend, in the opening event, Austin Theory beat Keith Lee for the WWN Championship, which I did not see coming. Which made me think Keith Lee was going to show up at NXT tonight. He didn't. But apparently the match that he had with Cassius Ohno at Access was bloody well received. And for once, the ring didn't break. I'm trying to see if I can get results for the certain thing that happened earlier today as well. Apparently I can't. Ooh. Okay, that happened. So yeah, that went down, and then at the I don't even know what happened at the Mercury Rising show. F4W saved me. I mean, I guess that's the problem with this. There's been too many shows. Oh, because it reminds me, the Impact Wrestling stuff. It's got to a point where it's like I want to cringe the fuck out of everything. Because did you see like some of the schedule that they had for what they were having on Twitch this weekend? Owen, or not?
So much going on.
So they were streaming live from WrestleCon, but via a mobile and whatever, which led to brilliant moments over the course of the weekend, like them going around the tables and the guy from the GCW table going to Sanjay Dutt, "Why don't you book Nick Gage?"
Oh, Jesus.
Just juicy stuff like that. Also, Friday morning, there was supposed to be a live gym workout session with Eli Drake. But Eli Drake had the stream saying, "I can't be asked to get out of bed. So you're just going to see me sleep for an hour." And I think that's what they broadcast. Apparently. And also, before yesterday's Lucha Underground versus Impact show, Scott Steiner was just like, "I don't want to fucking talk to you, Josh." And Josh is like, "I thought we were tag partners." So, yeah, that was Steiner being Steiner, of course. The other thing, of course, from Impact is I really do not know what the fuck Alberto's doing.
No idea.
Because he was at Wale Mania and he did the press conference literally a few hours before the show was supposed to go on, hyping up all the shit that, went down. So then, we get to the show. The main event, of course, is supposed to be a tag team match. Penta and Phoenix versus I think it was Aries and Phoenix, wasn't it? Versus
yeah,
Penta and Alberto.
Something like that. It was like a Dream Partners tag match.
And Alberto never showed up. The reason? Good fucking question. We have no clue. And then when we get to the other show that I think was supposed to go down today, I think it was, I don't know what was it the WrestleCon Super Show or which I think was the night before anyway. But again, Alberto didn't show up. So everybody, the news came through was that you know they've left or he's left Impact Wrestling. It's now come out through the appropriate sources that yes, he got fired. He got fired from Impact Wrestling. And to think this is the guy that might be going to WWE. How fucking unprofessional is he going to be when he gets there? Or did he literally do it on purpose? Because it's getting confusing at this point. Extremely confusing. So the other thing that I wanted to note, if I can find it, by the looks of it, tomorrow, as part of the WrestleMania Access has been doing a whole heap of tournaments to crown a champione and whatever, or a tournament winner to challenge various champions over the course of tomorrow, basically. So I'm just double checking on this to see what happened. So, oh wow, Dickinson and Yaka defended the Evolved tag titles against Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch.
Yep.
That's pretty impressive. Apparently they were also filming the stuff at this Access stuff to possibly air somewhere. I don't know. The big one, I would say, considering it just happened in the last few hours, to some extent. Leo Rush is facing Pete Dunne tomorrow for the UK title. We also have, I mean, I don't know because I can't find the results for it yet. I'm guessing it's going to be Dakota Kai defending against. Okay, we're starting to get into NXT stuff. Shayna Baszler because of the storyline stuff and everything.
Yep.
The tag titles, it's either TM61 or Mustache Mountain that's going to be facing Undisputed Era.
Oh my God, Undisputed Era versus Mustache Mountain. Yes, please.
And
Leo Rush.
Yeah, that's
against Pete Dunne.
That'll be good. I can't
Akira
remember
Tozawa versus Adam Cole.
Yeah,
that's gonna be great for the North American title.
Yeah, that's the other one. I couldn't remember. I couldn't.
Jason Kincaid got robbed. I'm sorry.
But yeah, that got pretty fucking interesting. So then in the other WWE news that got announced today, well, sort of got announced yesterday via the video package for WWE Network stuff. Season 3 of Edge and Christian's coming.
Nice.
New story time, new Camp WWE.
Cool.
Mae Young Classic 2 is coming. And King of the Ring UK tournament.
Oh boy.
Which the details have now come out. World Wrestling Entertainment is going back to the Royal Albert Hall in London
Oh my
for the
God.
first time in about 25 plus years.
What is it, 1991 for that like European Rampage show?
Yeah, I think
Good
so.
Lord, that's a long time.
They're running the Royal Albert Hall June. Let's double check. June 18th and 19th. Thankfully, it's the week after E3, so I can focus on it. But yeah, so by the looks of it, you'll be able to watch day one of the UK tournament, then Raw, and then the next day, day two of the tournament, and then SmackDown. And also, thinking about it, hang on, list of WWE pay-per-view events 2018. Yeah, that's the same weekend as Money in the Bank. Jesus Christ, I do not know what the fuck is going on.
Too much going on.
Oh, and by the way, in Ring of Honor, Bubba Ray has now turned heel, and he's a badass again.
No idea.
Stuff.
I can't hear what's going on. I'm just kind of like watching this. I see Cheeseburger laying on the ground, and I see the Bully Ray talking to Joe Koff. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm being enamored by this actual stuff. You better not pole drive him because you'll get. You can't pole drive. Oh, speaking of pole drivers, Joey Janela's spring break too. Thank you for this stuff. So I think it was Jimmy Lloyd did a pile driver on the Invisible Man and got thrown out by the quote unquote Louisiana State Athletic Commission. That actually happened because of course it did. We also had a six-way with Eli Everfly winning. Matt Riddle beat James Ellsworth in what was a pretty solid match. The big one, though, was Pierre of the Quebecers beating Volta. Afterwards, images that I have seen, Pierre and Walter both have purple chests. Dear Lord, they chopped the shit out of each other. And it was a great match. Nick Gage beat Penta. David Starr and Quack was a really good match. The Invisible Man won the clusterfuck. Because of course he did. And then the Joey Janela Great Sasuke match was really good as well. Even though at that time it was like local time about nearly 3 a.m. Then I guess we can talk Hall of Fame, which went on too long. Apparently this is a trend. The Dudleys bit made sense, and then they cut them off, which turned out to be, storyline and whatever. Hillbilly Jim went on too long for somebody that. I mean, how many years was he in WWE? Like 2?
Something like that.
He was barely in there, yet they gave him 40 minutes to talk. Ivory was like declaring this as a wedding, which was just like, okay, what shit are you smoking? Because it was weird. Kid Rock decided to get somewhat political, and then he tried to say should all put our differences apart, and then it was like, you might say that, but nope. Jeff Jarrett was awesome, mainly because he mentioned the Owen person and talked about some Owen ribs.
Very nice.
Jarius JJ Robertson was a breath of fresh air. Dana Warrior was cracking up because obviously the last time they were in New Orleans for WrestleMania, he passed away that weekend, or that, later that week. But like JJ was like going on about Miz, my favorite wrestlers like Roman Reigns, they were booing. It was like, hey, I can support who I want. And then my least favorite, like the Miz, and Miz doesn't know how to react. And then he was like, man, I'm gonna be at WrestleMania. I'm doing better than John Cena, and like that was just, and like, I love this. It's like, and Mark Henry was brilliant because he sort of nearly cut a fake retirement speech again on AJ and Roman and whatever, and Cena with the title and all that. And then Goldberg was relatively simple and to the point. Then again, the most important stuff was the Legacy Hall of Fame wing, because we got Hiro Matsuda in, Boris Malenko, Sputnik Monroe, Rufus R. Jones, Jim Londos, Cora Combs, Dara Singh. And then the big three, at least in my opinion, Stan Stasiak, Lord Alfred Hayes, and El Santo. El Santo's in the Hall of Fame. I approve of this. It's brilliant.
I approve of right now Cody looking like a Dr. Evil villain.
Cody's trying to be Dragon Ball Z-esque, I guess.
Makes sense, given the fact he's facing a video game character itself.
I'm confused. Why isn't this the main event?
It is.
What? Wait, what about the... Yeah, but we haven't had the Marty Scurll Dalton Castle match yet.
Well, that's
shit.
Because
there's a bear! There's a bear! There's a bear there! Who is the bear? Who is the bear? I'm trying to work out why the bear is dressed that way. With like a shirt and tie. I'm trying to work out who the bear might be. Perhaps it's Kevin Kelly. I don't know. So yeah, the Hall of Fame went like 4 hours. It didn't need to be that long, in all honesty.
I saw something about a lot of the workers had to leave early because of the fact that they had to be there for access sessions this morning.
For signing sessions, so that sort of didn't help. Kenny Omega's finally wrestling in America for Ring of Honor again. In a singles match, that is. Interesting that they put, despite this clearly would be the main event of the show, they're not pulling an NXT and putting this as the main event. Because I guess that's too easy. So all that sort of happened in various things, and that's only the stuff that I can remember. They just announced Pentagon versus Phoenix, apparently representing AAA, even though neither have wrestled there in like months, if not years. They're advertising that as a AAA showcase on the Impact Redemption show in 2 weeks.
Yeah, you know who's going to be at that show?
That guy?
Probably me.
Oh, and also in a conspiracy theory, Adam Page, when asked about who the leader of Bullet Club was, he said, well, you know, water is wet and Cody's the leader of the club. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, really? No.
Hi, Hangman. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, but there's no way I could reveal the truth of that actual statement here live.
Yeah. Well,
But
no, well,
thank you, Adam Page, for listening to the Popcast Network. We appreciate your patronage.
And also, it's confirmed Lucha Underground will be back June 13th.
And
which, hang on, June 3rd. Okay, it is a Wednesday. They haven't changed in the day. Thank God.
I'm not. I should be at the Impact tapings. I should be at Retribution. It really depends. Again, that's actually April's birthday weekend, so it's gonna be tougher. But I mean, as long as everything lines up, I should be there for them. So we'll see what's going on. I wasn't able to be at Impact as much as I would like to have been last time, but I might be able to rectify that this time. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Want to hit the results as well before you go into Takeover?
Well, I went over quite a bit of them. With the Progress stuff, Travis Banks is still champion even after the brutal match that he had day one with I Can't Remember. And the Thunder Bastard, because we did a New Orleans Thunder Bastard, was won by Jeff Cobb, but Travis Banks beat him. Travis Banks, Shane Strickland. He got so bloodied up, Banks couldn't take part in the Evolve card that he was supposed to be on that afternoon. Riddle beat Jimmy Havoc and was said to be a pretty good match. Walter was just Walter, so, you know, awesome. Zach Gibson's also been impressing a lot. Although there's a lot of people unhappy that he's sort of being misused in just some generic tag team thing when he could be like some crazy guy. Like he sort of was in 5-Star, ripped 5-Star. So Volta is now #1 contender for the Progress title. They sort of teased that anyway at the last UK show when he sort of went face-to-face with Travis Banks at the end of the show. But beating Zack Sabre Jr. makes it official. So I don't know whether they're doing that. I'm guessing they're going to do that before. I'm guessing they're going to be doing that before the Strong Style Battle show that they do in May, but we'll see. What the hell? Japanese wrestling now, getting 15 different feeds going on. Also the set got revealed for WrestleMania. Why does it look like Willy Wonka?
There we go. Ring of Honor.
Have you seen those images?
Oh my goodness.
Owen.
Yes. I had to drop my headset for a second. Sorry about that.
Have you seen the images for the WrestleMania set?
Yeah, I think I saw a meme that said something like it looked like something that the Joker would trap Batman in.
It's Willy Wonka.
It's okay. First off, I thought we were going to. I didn't realize that Mania this year wasn't in an outdoor stadium.
Oh no, the Superdome's enclosed.
Yeah, I mean, it looks weird compared to the other ones, but I guess it'll be good for all the entrances.
The most positive thing is it's right opposite bloody where NXT, Raw, and SmackDown are. So it's literally like the same place.
That is cool.
Sarah on all the WWN shows was pretty solid. So was Sakimoto. Lufisto retained the Shine title apparently at the Super Show yesterday, but it looks as if she's going to be facing Kimberly for the belt because she came out to stare him down. And Matt Riddle beat Will Ospreay to retain the title as well. Because apparently the new rule, because Matt Riddle's champion, is there's no rope breaks. I don't know whether that got taken inspiration from the fact that there was no ropes and it was submission only for Bloodsport. I don't know. But yeah, some interesting stuff went on there. Trying to see if there's any other notes of other stuff. There's the Beyond Wrestling lit up results. Oh, it turns out Chuck Taylor's mystery partner for the WrestleCon Super Show was Flip Gordon.
Yeah, I saw that.
He still lost to the Golden Lovers, but you know that happened. So the Beyond Wrestling show, the big bit, at least a picture that's been doing the rounds, is Tony Storm looking a bit worried because Timothy Thatcher's got a lot of blood coming out of his mouth. I think that's the same wound that got split open again the following day in the match that he had on the Evolve show. So Riddle beat Deonna Purrazzo. That was their first ever intergender match. Both of them turned out had to be against each other. And Ellsworth attacked Riddle from behind with his intergender championship as well. So I guess that was a good build. Jordan Grace and Lufisto beat LAX. Josh Briggs beat Davien. Thunder Rosa and Holidead over Dickinson and Yaka. John Gresham beat Karen Q. Solo Darling Travis Huckabee beat Joey Ryan and Laura James. Tracy Williams retained the Powerbomb TV title against Kimberly. Tessa Blanchard beat MJF. And Jessica Havoc beat Jimmy Havoc. Janelle beat the Session Moth and Orange Cassidy. At about 2:30 local time. And then nearly 3 a.m. Tony Storm beat Timothy Thatcher with an armbar. But yeah, apparently that went down well. I guess the big thing to go from the Super Show is the match between Joey Ryan and somebody. So Joey Ryan came out dressed as Andy Kaufman.
I saw this.
People to an intergender contest.
This was amazing.
This challenge was accepted by Jerry the King Lawler, noting that it was 35 years ago to the day he pile drove Andy Kaufman at the Mid-South Coliseum and ripped on Jerry for imitating him. And Jerry was like, either Joey or Jerry was like, you can't pile drive me because it's illegal in Louisiana. And of course, Joey went, touch my dick. Lawler's response was throwing a fireball at Joey Ryan's dick.
That was great.
So therefore, Joey Ryan wins by DQ. But the intergender match saw the women beat the men. Ishii beat Jeff Cobb. Bray Horse and Ray Phoenix beat Bandido and Flamita. Mexico beat Jason Cade, Matt Classic, and Teddy Hart. In a four-way, Will Ospreay beat Sammy Guevara, Shane Strickland, and Adam Brooks. Juice Robinson, Hiroshi Tanahashi, the mystery, I guess, partner, and Sammy Callahan lost to Minoru Suzuki, Brian Cage, and David Starr. And then the Golden Lovers beat Chuck Taylor and Flip Gordon. So I don't know whether Alberto was supposed to be about part of that WrestleCon Super Show. I can't remember whether he was even listed on the card for that show. Oh, and apparently CM Punk's next fight is going to be in Chicago. Oh, and I guess the big thing that shook the fuck out of me on Wednesday, Jimmy Valiant's died. In Philly, got hit by a truck as he was crossing the road, admittedly at a non-crossing point. But yeah, I think he was only 71, if I'm correct. Let's double check. Yeah. Oh, sorry, not Jimmy Valiant. Johnny Valiant passed away. So then, I guess we come to NXT. Dear fucking God. I think this is how you do a show. I didn't expect it like this. Especially because, at least from the way it was promoted and the way it was executed, they actually stuck Ciampa and Gargano on last. Which actually sort of made sense. So on the pre-show, which is obviously going to be some stuff that you're going to see this coming Wednesday on NXT, was it Kairi Sane that was in action?
Yeah.
Against Lacey Evans. I think Kairi won. And then there was, I think it was Martin Sabatelli versus Street Profits. That became nothing because War Raiders?
Something like that. That name sucks.
The former War Machine showed up and basically made it a no contest. Because of course they did. So the main show started with the 6-man ladder match. With, in order of entrance, EC3, Killian Dane, Adam Cole, Velveteen Dream, Lars Sullivan, and Ricochet. For a WWE ladder match, this is one of the best that I've seen probably since TLC's 1 and 2. It was that bloody good. So many crazy spots. Sort of like good storytelling, like trying to get the big guys down, the other guys being cocky. The most important thing happened, though. Adam Cole won. Yeah, the guy that was working double duty won. Then, I mean, it's interesting that they're saying that Shayna Baszler beat Ember Moon by submission because Ember didn't tap. She literally just passed out. And they were saying she's unresponsive. And then, of course, what happened? As soon as Ember Moon was released, she moved. So she clearly didn't pass out. But yeah, Shayna is the new NXT Women's Champion. She celebrated with Jessamine Duke and Ronda, the other two of the other four horsewomen. Then we had the triple threat for the Dusty Tag Team Classic Trophy and the NXT Tag Team titles. And Cole did brilliant on his double duty. Didn't do a lot because he sort of got laid out pretty early on of a table spot, but did get involved in towards the end. And Strong and Dunn had it made. Dunn hit the bitter end on O'Reilly. 1, 2. Roderick Strong breaks the pin. Grabs Pete Dunne. Gives him, the end of Heartache? The Orange Crush Backbreaker? What are we calling it? Owen?
Yes.
What are we calling it?
Which
is
one?
Is it End of Heartache or Orange Crush Backbreaker or both?
End of Heartache. That's what it's been called.
He rolls Dunn over with his shoulders on the mat, pulls Kyle on top of Pete Dunne, gets the 3 count. Team Ring of Honor now exists in WWE. Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, and Roderick Strong are the new Mount Rushmore of NXT.
Good Lord.
It finally happened. Just like further on down the line from when we thought it was going to happen. I guess. Then we had Black and Almas, which felt like it went longer than 18 and a half minutes. Because Almas was throwing everything that he could, doing finishes from like literally other takeovers and stuff where you thought he was going to win. But Black kept kicking out. And eventually, a bitter end, which admittedly, Black never hit it. So you sort of thought from them that point, perhaps the bitter end is just too much. But yeah, Black gets the win. Black is the new NXT champion. So what this means for Almas, I don't know. Also, it's weird that both singles titles did change hands because I thought only one of them would. And I was more confident about Baszler than I was about Almas in all, or Black, I should say. And then the unsanctioned match, which, I mean, hopefully it gets somewhere in the region to 5 stars from everybody. Because the storytelling in this match was ridiculous. You know, Ciampa coming out to no music and well, I wasn't going to say silence, but there was literally just booze and fuck you, Ciampa, and Johnny wrestling, and about 15,000 Johnny wrestling bloody signs. Drake's in a standard NXT style shirt because he isn't obviously a sanctioned ref for this match. He did the storyline earlier on in the show, basically saying, look, if I have to count the pinfall for my friend that I've known for 10 years, I'm going to just have to say I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to do what I'm doing. And like when it happened, you know, Candice, who was on the panel, was like really sort of dejected and whatever. Also, apparently, some dickhead from NFL, Pat McAfee, who's been on like Barstool Sports and whatever, was randomly being sort of annoying, but actually a decent sort of person on the pre-show desk. He wasn't too bad, but then at the same time, it was sort of, and apparently that's going to be a regular thing, at least in terms of NXT paneling. So we'll have to see how it goes. But I only bring that up because of that bit with the pre-show. The story, you know, the angle, the bit where it was like, oh my god, you can see this is the plan. Ciampa goes to the outside and grabs at some bloke at ringside, who turns out has got like bloody a brace on his leg, and oh look, he's left his 2 crutches behind. Isn't that fortuitous? But they sort of got used. There were some great spots as well, but the way it got to the end, Ciampa being lawn darted into an exposed turnbuckle. Gargano grabs one of what's sort of left of one of the crutches, splits it in 2 to break off one of the bits, goes to swing it at Ciampa and can't because of the friendship and everything. And then he's sort of going down, sort of have a go at, to sort of talk with him. Ciampa goes to hit him with his crutch or with the brace that he took off his knee. Gargano stops him, turns it round into a Gargano escape, but then reverts it into an STF, obviously on the hurt knee, but then using the knee brace itself as the thing to hold the face. Ciampa sort of immediately taps, and Gargano's got his job back. And that was a ridiculous match. And full credit to Triple H for putting it on last, because it had the right impact that it needed to be there on the show. This, we keep asking, how is NXT going to get better from this to the next show? I feel at this point, I don't know where it can go, because literally every show on this card, every match on this card was great to excellent. It's all got to go downhill from here, surely. Unless we get 5 or 6 excellent matches. I guess we'll have to see. But, dear God, it's getting ridiculous. In a good way and all. I guess now we could bring up some of the interesting stuff that's happened in Ring of Honor tonight. Most notably, Sumi Sakai is the first Ring of Honor Women's Champion. She actually beat Tenille Dashwood in the semi-finals. And then, there's some people arguing, at least from where I was watching it, that possibly Kelly Klein should have kicked out of the pinfall, but never did. But they still made it into the result of the match. As we mentioned, Bully Ray turned on Cheeseburger and turned on Ring of Honor. Talked about going to the other place or something. And at the minute, we've got Cody versus Kenny. The keynote being Kenny still hasn't hit the one-wing danger on Cody. So I'm guessing that he's going over in this one. Probably. You might not. But we'll see. I think at this point, we might as well sort of leave it. So Owen can probably sleep. I can watch more of Ring of Honor. And, everything, pretty much. Oh, and apparently, because there was perfect timing for it, and at least from the venue, Alvarez wasn't just at the NXT show tonight. They've actually got over to this when they're watching the match from the crowd right now. So I guess they must be close to the venue as well. Probably. So in terms of tomorrow, I won't bother running through the names that are in the Battle Royal. They have announced, though, that Beth's going to be doing the Women's Battle Royal. And JR and Jerry the King Lawler are going to be doing the commentary on the Men's Battle Royal. The Cruiserweight, I'm guessing it's going to be Vic Joseph and Nigel McGuinness, but we'll have to see. Also the thing in Saudi Arabia, it's official. It's going to be on the network pre-show at, I think, 11 in the morning on the 27th. So yeah, WWE is booking one of its biggest shows of the year against the Avengers movie. The main show itself is starting at midday Eastern. So yeah, that's happening. Also, I don't know whether you've seen it yet, Owen, they are randomly doing bits where Paige is talking about, here's a clip from my new movie, Fighting with My Family. And the way it's introduced by her is so fucking corny. They actually showed the clip twice during NXT, as if it made it any worse. It seems promising, but at the same time, the way it was introduced by Paige in sort of like a, yeah, I'm like really close into the image and whatever, it was sort of like, oh my God, are they trying to make her look terrible or something? You know, I don't know. So yeah, I guess that's where we can leave it, unless, you know, Kenny suddenly decides to hit One Winged Angel from out of nowhere. I don't know. We'll have to see. I guess is that us done for the day, so we can prepare for the God knows how many hours that we're going to be doing tomorrow. Oh wait, he's falling asleep.
I'm here. It's just, I mean, I'm having issues with my stream for Super Card of Honor right now, and it's like I'm trying to catch up everything. Like I'm like on fumes right now.
Well, you know, let's hope we can get some rest and be ready for Mania and everything. You know, still don't know whether there's an Undertaker match on that card either. We'll have to see what resolves on it. Oh, I guess the other thing that came from Gabe that I remember now, he apparently talked with the commission. They're mainly okay with the fact that as long as you don't do a pile driver, you can do whatever you want.
That's good.
Obviously, within reason, they don't want to do too much stupid shit.
Of course.
But, yeah. It's not like, you can't throw anybody over the top rope. I think they're realizing they might have to amend that because, you know, it's a bit crazy and all that. But, yeah. So, yeah, as it stands, I think we've got 13 with a possible 14 if they actually do the Undertaker Cena match this year. There are some rumors that Undertaker's going to show up and say next year, which I guess will make Undertaker immediately heel with New Orleans, because why the shit didn't you do it? Especially if it turns out next year somehow Cena gets injured or Undertaker gets injured and it never happens. I guess we'll have to see. In terms of what's coming up, if you guys want to try and catch it, I believe Fight and WWN is broadcasting Kaiju Big Battle at 1 o'clock apparently in about 45 minutes, which at the rate we're going, Ring of Honor won't have finished by then. I believe also Preston City Wrestling are doing a show, which is going to be on powerbomb.tv. And then, of course, WrestleMania itself. From 5 Eastern with the kickoff. The main aim, I believe, is that we're going to be going live pretty much as soon as the first match starts on the kickoff show, which I'm hoping is going to be a sort of around 5:30-ish. Is that the plan, Owen?
What it looks like right now. I'm going to go get pizza, and then I'm going to probably get my hair cut in the morning. And then I'm going to go and come back here, get the call set up, and then we will be your second screen experience for WrestleMania. 1 year after I was there.
Just like the Oscars, I might be turning on my video for it if my computer can handle it. So you can get my visceral reactions of like, why the shit is this guy winning the Battle Royal?
I will be. We will be going. I will be going uber old school. I will be calling matches tomorrow tonight.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I will. I'm excited about it too.
I'll be reacting the shit out of it rather than probably mentioning moves. Apart from Tope Suicida. Oh, one thing that reminds me, one of the best bits of this show when bloody Gargano and Ciampa sort of leveled the commentary position. They didn't take down the table, they just leveled Mauro, Nigel, and Percy. The crowd went, Mamma Mia. Yes, I like you, Smarks. You're pretty good. So we'll see. Tomorrow should be fun in a I'm scared shitless sort of way, but you know, it's not going to be a regular occurrence. I would say once in a lifetime, but you never know. That might become twice in a lifetime, and I don't want to lie like the WWE. Oh, Brandy Rhodes is dead. Brandy Rhodes is dead. That okay.
I'm trying to watch Supercard of Honor, and apparently they've had a lot of issues with their
Honor Club service.
Yeah.
Also, apparently, from that camera angle, we were very nearly seeing a bit too much of Brandy Rhodes's, hoo-ha. Dear Lord.
Yeah, I'm probably going to just go to sleep very soon.
If we time this right, we might be able to just go off the air as the One-Winged Angel happens.
Oh, God.
So, yeah. So, I'd say we're basically going to go live as the guys make their entrance out for the... I'm guessing the Cruiserweight one will be on the first hour like it was last year.
Sounds like
and then the second hour will be the back-to-back Battle Royals. And the historic first ever Battle Royal, even though they literally mentioned that there was a Battle Royal which was won by a man back at WrestleMania 25. So, who knows? Oh, Flip Gordon's coming to the aid of Brandy. Continuity, people! Do you think this means Flip Gordon is eventually going to find out the world isn't flat? Because Brandy's going to show him the world? I don't know. Whole new world.
I don't know. It's really like sanding. It sounds to me like it's a possibility that we're building to Flip Gordon being, weirdly enough, being Hulk Hogan. Because this looks like Hogan Savage all over again with Elizabeth.
Being the elite number 100. That'd be the one that's actually coming out this week, isn't it?
I believe so, yes.
We're on 99 still. So this should be interesting. I don't think... Well, I guess the only title that changed hands on this one was Silas Young winning the TV title off Kenny King in the Last Man Standing match. Which led to... Apparently Austin Aries is now facing that person. Silas. I don't know whether that means that match is now happening at bloody Impact Redemption. Because, Alberto ain't going to be there.
Yeah, I'm glad. I mean, once again, with everything that happened, I'm kind of glad I got to see the last several matches he's done for Impact.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see where it goes. But yeah. Oh, Please hit the one winged angel soon, because when that happens, it might, might be able to do stuff. Trying to think if there's been any other news outside of all that stuff. Actually, I should probably have a quick look, see if there's any updates on the daily update on the Observer. There's pictures of Ibushi with Nakamura. Well, that makes sense. Apparently Okada is in New Orleans. And apparently he's watching Nakamura tomorrow. Obviously makes sense. The really clever thing, Daniel Bryan was saying he wanted Gargano to lose because he wanted Gargano on SmackDown. Apparently there's going to be a table for 3 with Road Dogg, Jeff Jarrett, and Elias. Oh, shit. That was the other thing that I remembered. Conrad Thompson and Bruce Pritchard are going to be on the network.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Something else to wrestle with is going to have a 13-episode run on the network. This is one step closer to Tony Schiavone being on the WWE network again. Come on, great. Guys! Come on! And WWE's extended its deal with Cricket Wireless, apparently. Wow, so apparently Ring of Honor quadrupled server capacity for the event. And even that wasn't enough. Brilliant. And apparently David Arquette was at the Pro Wrestling Revolver Pancakes and Pile Drivers show this morning. Crazy shit. Who knows? I'm also even looking at more details about the McGregor sort of stuff, and God, it's getting complicated. I guess we'll call it there, because by now, hopefully, we get to the end of the match by the time that we run through all the stuff at the end. So yeah, I guess the next part of the WrestleMania stuff gets interesting tomorrow, because it's the slog. Big old slog.
Should be an interesting show.
And of course, what the hell is going to happen in terms of Raw and SmackDown, the aftermath? We'll have to see. So yeah, what else? I guess that's all we really know in terms of schedule for this week.
Yeah.
AJ's got some reviews up from this weekend. I remember Blockers is on there for sure.
Yeah, A Quiet Place, Blockers, Love Simon, and Outside In. That video got put up yesterday. AJ's movie reviews also begats Versus. Versus came out this week as well with Bonnie and Clyde versus Gun Crazy.
Interesting mix.
And we've got more stuff coming this week. We've got WrestleMania coming later tonight. We have, and that's going to be throughout the entire show. We also have another thing coming at you this week. We have more Sip and Snacks, more snack stashes, lots of content coming in the near future. So I think that's your show.
Yeah. Just as we're trying to time it right. Oh, right. Into the Bucks. Oh no, are we going to get the turn again?
I don't know. I'm having issues with my stream, so.
Oh, the Young Bucks just accidentally super kicked Kenny.
What is going on?
Yeah. The Bucks just cost Kenny. I guess Kenny gets. I'm guessing that means now that Kenny's getting the win at All In, and that's where That's where this is done.
That's what it looks like.
Oh, apparently it was ruined because apparently Cody and Kenny are facing each other somewhere in New Japan. They already announced it like in the last day or two. So thanks for the leaks, everybody. Thanks for the leaks into that. We just had that ruined. And unsurprisingly, Matt Riddle won the style battle. Well, that's just come in as well. So there you go. That's Leicester Roundup tomorrow. We'll have to see. So yeah, find me on Twitter at AshIsMyNameUK, where I'm probably just tweeting stuff about what's the last shit that I've been tweeting about? Let's have a quick look. So you can get a gist. UFC's talking good about something. I better have a quick look at that. Hang on, where's my profile? Apparently the Thug Rose and Joanna Jacek went to all 5 rounds. So this could be it'll be interesting to see what happens with that in terms of result. So apparently I've been tweeting. Oh yeah, Miko Satomura is the bloody Fight Club Pro World Champion. I love it. Mainly tweeting. Oh, and did you see that crazy shit about the bloody the grizzly bloody bear doing the Jeff Hardy table spot and the table didn't break at one of the basketball games or something? That's there as well.
Oh, wow.
Let me have a quick look with the UFC stuff. Oh, they're actually sort of celebrating together. I'm still waiting on the result though. Come on, where's the tweet? Where's the tweet, UFC? We might have just about enough time to get it in. That might be that. It's annoying that I've missed that because apparently this match is ridiculous, and that isn't even the main. We've still got the main with Khabib still to come, so I guess we'll have to leave it there. Taking too long. Oh, then the thing comes in. Oh, Katzengana says the girls won. Well, clearly only one's going to win. Ugh. Anyway, I guess we'll cover that tomorrow or something.
Maybe you want to talk about what happened with Harry Smith and Jake Roberts?
Who knows? This was another thing that came from the Impact stuff when they were basically. Oh no, it was Tangent, I think, who was doing like the Twitch stuff with Impact Wrestling anyway, or whatever. And he said Jake doesn't want to be filmed, and one of Jake's entourage said that Harry threw hot coffee or hot water or hot something at his face. The implication being that Harry is, of course, Harry Smith, Davey Boy Smith Jr. I don't know.
So Harry basically updated and said the reason why is Jake refused to apologize for disparaging remarks that was made about Davey Boy in recent podcast appearances.
Right. Oh my god. So apparently, bloody Conor McGregor is actually in attendance at the show. What? Oh my god. I think it might be official. Yeah, Fug Rose, I guess, held on. She retained. I don't know what the scorecard is. Now I need to watch the main event of both Ring of Honor and UFC, and then get ready for Kaiju Big Battle and try and work out how the shit I'm getting to sleep.
I know how I am, and it's gonna happen right
Too
now.
much shit is going on. Ugh.
All right, follow me on Twitter at Zero and Disney. Follow the network at Popcast Network. Check out our Facebook fan page at Popcast Network, and that's gonna be your show. So tonight, when you want to see what you want to hear about a different way to view WrestleMania, join us. Probably about 5:30.
We're stealing lines from Cotaholic now, are we? Ha ha ha.
Yeah. So that's your show. As always, in a world where there are a billion wrestling podcasts, we're very pleased that once more tonight you have chosen a Popcast. I want to thank everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for listening. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all we got to say about that.
Less than 24 hours to go, everybody.